How are we doing, everybody? It's Papa Natty here, back with another video, and it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I had a very busy end of year. I had a career change for the better, which is awesome, but I will be here making videos for the foreseeable future because I enjoy playing with my friends. I enjoy editing. I enjoy making the actual videos. And lastly, I am a narcissist, so I enjoy seeing that subscriber count continue to rise. So I'll continue to do this. Before we get in, I want to say one brief shout out to a lot of the other streamer and content creators, that I speak with on a weekly basis, especially guys like Crocky. I really appreciate, you reaching out and you staying in contact and pushing me to do better. So if you haven't gone and checked out his channel yet, please go and do that. It's worth your while. He streams every morning.
Yeah, I got balls.
Bright and early. He's up at 4 a.m. his time streaming, so he deserves it. So I've been playing a lot of Classic Fresh over these past couple of weeks, both hardcore and on the PvP server. Now, I have really enjoyed it. It's a whole different game than retail, and as the majority of you know, I'm more of a retail player when it comes to my content, at least. I've never really played much Classic WoW. But Classic WoW has taught me a couple of things in particular, and one of which is I am good at coming up with ideas and coming up with ways to be excited about something. I'm not as good with the follow-through, or at least after 2 weeks, I tend to lose interest. I have about 8 characters made on Nightslayer that are all in their 20s, 30s. I have 6 or 7 on Doomhow that are similar levels. I have never hit 40 on Classic WoW. I've never bought a mount on Classic WoW. I've never raided on Classic WoW.
Fuck! That's a fucking 50 DKP minus! What the fuck was that shit?
And that's what I want to change. I was watching Barney Beekeeper's Scarab Lord Adventures last night for the probably 10th time. And if you don't know Barney Beekeeper, it's an incredible content creator. She's hands down, arguably the best content creator in the WoW community right now. That being said, there were times that I saw just pure determination. She was doing grinding for bugs, killing bugs on Christmas Day for like 17 hours. And that's something I don't possess. Now, I don't want to be at that level. I'm sorry, Barney, if you ever end up watching this. I don't need to be there. But a shred of that could make all the difference. And that's what I want to get to. So here's my commitment to you all. I am making a character on Nightslayer, and this character will hit level 60. It will be documented, and I will raid on this character. That is my commitment. Now, that leaves us with the choices, because this is going to be several hundred hours of effort into this one character. Several hundred to hit 60, and more to do pre-raid bists, to do raids, whatnot, PvP, which does not give me any levels, right? So I wanted a class that I would enjoy, that would be easy to level, that I could spam a lot of dungeons with, because I enjoy doing the dungeons. That's the retail brain in me. But I also wanted someone who could PvP well. And now with Classic Fresh having dual specs at level 40, I chose to go with a priest. The reason I did this is because it is by far the best healer. Watch any YouTube video, go to Warcraft logs and look yourself. Yeah, perhaps the average priest is not as good as the average shaman or the average paladin, but the best priest is just significantly better than the best paladin or the best shaman. So that's why I'm going with priest for that end. Second off, I want to do a lot more PvP. I enjoy PvP. The level 40 dual spec allows me to switch over to Shadow Priest, who is arguably one of the best PvP classes in the game, at least when it comes to dueling. And again, I don't really know what I'm talking about, so take this with a grain of sand. But this is my decision now. Alliance or Horde? I prefer Horde, but all my friends are on Alliance, so I am a Dwarf Priest, simply because someone told me Dwarf is the best way to go for Priest, and it's the best way to get groups. So that's what we're doing. Now, when we're talking about character creation, your class is, yes, important. Your race, your side, what team you're on, what side you're on, the Horde or the Alliance, all important decisions. But every good WoW player knows the most important decision on that window is your character name. Now, I thought long and hard about this. As a priest, I wanted something priestly. I went to Catholic school, so I'm familiar with priests. Insert molestation joke here. I started off with Father. Simple, to the point. Good for RP. Father was taken. So I tried the Father. Taken. So I'm like, we'll go Spanish. Went with Padre. Padre was taken. Went with El Padre. El Padre was taken. So we had to be a little bit more creative. I was thinking about doing like a Father Addy or a Father Poppin. It didn't look great. Then I went down the Pope route. Because, you know, the Pope's cool. Pope Poppin, turns out when you spell it all out, just looks ridiculous and doesn't look like Pope Poppin at all, frankly. Popin. It looks ridiculous. So, with my Catholic school education, came up with the bishop. If you don't know what a bishop is in the Catholic Church, a bishop essentially covers like an area. Like they cover a bunch of churches in the Atlanta area. They're like the regional managers, you know? So that's their job. So I am the bishop on Night Slayer. No, it's not the best name. I'm semi-proud of it. We're going to keep it though, because it works with the theme. My next step that I took, because we're going to be here for hundreds of hours, was to completely redo my whole UI in all of my keybinds to be the most efficient and best way to go about it, because I've kind of just slung a bunch of shit together and hoped that it all worked. So, this step took me well over 2 hours. Not because of the new keybinds, and I think the keybinds I had were good. I have a new system where I have my good keybinds on the first layer. Then I have my alts, alt key of whatever I use on the first layer. And I'm not pressing alt, right? I'm not actually using alt. I bound one of my mouse buttons to alt, so I can use mouse button and key. And then above that, the shift keys, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on top. The 1 through 5 or 6 is going to be for my heals. The rest, I'm going to figure out as I go. That didn't take that long. What took the longest part was the add-ons. Now, people have given me a lot of shit. I'm the add-on guy. I enjoy add-ons. I think it is the coolest part of the game. It is the coolest way to customize your own experience in whatever way you'd like, whether that be for better aesthetics, better ease, or frankly, to parse. A lot of these things should be in the game in the first place. So get off your high horse, buddy. Anyways, I wanted to go all out. And healing is kind of a new ballgame for me. So I wanted to figure out what the best things were. So first off, we installed Click. Click is pretty straightforward. It just makes hover over macros for like your health bars significantly easier with your different spells. It is an essential. The second add-on I used was Grid 2, and that's what I chose to go with for my party frames. Now, I'm going to make a separate video setting all of this up and showing you to do it because it took me so long to get Grid 2 set up. It's there's a lot. It's just a lot of customization. It's worth diving in there and learning it all. It's going to take you a minute. So, I'm going to make a separate video covering all these add-ons in detail because I think that would be super helpful. But we chose Dwarf because I hear they're the best and I want to get raid groups. So, we're going Dwarf Priest and we're starting a level. So, this video is kind of just the setup. Next video, we'll be talking about leveling, rotations, gear choices, builds, talents, and our first dungeon experience, which will be Dead Mines on the Alliance. So, I know we didn't get through a lot in this video. We kind of just did a lot of talking, but I hope it sets up, the future of this channel and this series, and I hope you guys are looking forward to this as much as I am. So, if you like this stuff, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know any advice because, again, I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, I think me learning this and then making videos will be helpful to players in my shoes. But again, I'm throwing stuff together from YouTube videos and personal experience. So if you have a better strategy, please tell me in the comments. Like, I'm asking for help. I'm not going to be offended. So thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your day.